luxury apartments, like they have become like the new thing. There's like luxury apartments being built everywhere. A lot of people are preferring to live in like these luxury communities as opposed to like even buying a home. To be honest, like I'll tell you guys what I really feel about that after at the end of the video, because then that will like completely spoil the whole thing. So we don't want to do that. I have my notebook right over here, so let me go back. So like I wrote everything down because I didn't want to forget any of like my pros and my cons and stuff like that, because I wanted this video to be as fair as possible. As you guys saw, like my apartment tour, like they're very beautiful. Like the flooring is super nice. Like a lot of them have such amazing aesthetics. Like getting a luxury apartment, like you're gonna get everything. Like you're gonna get the nice refrigerator, you're gonna get a dishwasher for the convenience, you're gonna get a microwave, and you're also gonna get a really nice stove. They all pretty much come with like these amazing stoves. You know, just like the whole convenience of like having a brand new kitchen and all of that. And it's one of the reasons why it kind of like sold me when I was first looking at this apartment compared to other apartments. So the other thing is too, is that a lot of luxury apartments come with an in-unit washer and dryer, which is honestly amazing. It's the most convenient thing in the whole wide world. Like you can literally get up, throw in your laundry. I've done my laundry while I'm working from home, and it's like so nice because it's on one floor, and honestly it's just so convenient. You never have to worry about like doing laundry anywhere else or going into the basement or anything like that. So for me, I really appreciated that like my laundry unit thing is like literally next to my kitchen, and like I could just do so many different things at the very same time. So another thing is most luxury apartments have walk-in closets. I think some of them may not, but for the most part, like every single one that I have seen, they all come with walk-in closets, whether it's like a big one, a small one, whether it's connected to the bedroom or not connected to the bedroom. Because I live in a studio, mine is actually connected to like the hallway, but a lot of them with like 1-bedroom apartments or 2-bedroom apartments pretty much come, all of them, with a walk-in closet. So like that's really nice. I feel like it gives you like a whole different feeling of how you are living. Like I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the walk-in closet and then when I moved in and I started hanging up all of my clothes, like I just felt like I made it. You know what I mean? Like I just felt like, even though yes, I know that it's not mine because I don't own the apartment, but I just never thought in my life that I was gonna amount to ever even have like a walk-in closet. Like I don't know, it was just such a like successful feeling, I guess. And I know it sounds like really stupid, it's just a closet, but it's a feeling. Like it's all about the feeling that it gave me, and I feel like I can really appreciate that. So because I feel like they put a lot of thought into like luxury, like living, the convenience of it, and having like the best conveniences in the world when you're living in a luxury apartment. I love how there's like ports everywhere, you know, on your walls and stuff. And there's even USB ports, which I think is like so freaking cool. There's like wherever you need a connection, whether it's for your TV or a light or anything like that, there's always like a connection nearby. And I feel like that's one of the struggles when you go to like a traditional home and stuff. You have to buy those long cables to like extend, you know, as far as you need them to, in order for, you know, to plug in your phone or plug in your TV and stuff like that. And those can get like really freaking ugly, and they can just like kill the whole aesthetic, the whole vibe that you're going for. So I really appreciate that for the most part. Like everything is hidden. Like there's one behind the couch, there's one behind my bed, there's literally one like everywhere. But let's talk about amenities, because honestly amenities is like one of the things that truly I felt like, because of the amenities, I was like, I am willing to wait out, I'm willing to really like restructure my finances because of this. I really wanted to have a gym close to me. I didn't want to pay for the membership. I didn't want to go to a traditional gym. I don't like traditional gyms, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if I don't have a gym nearby me, like I'd rather just buy all of the weights possible so that I can have like a setup at home, instead of going to the gym. Like I don't know what it is, I just like I'm over it. I feel like it's intimidating, it's crowded, and I just like to be in my own zone, in my own space. So for me, finding a place that had a gym was so important for me. I did take into account how much I would be saving if I don't have to spend on a gym membership or for equipment, and added that to my budget for, you know, for a luxury apartment, because pretty much all luxury buildings come with a gym. Mine specifically, because I live in such a big community, there's actually 3 gyms, so that's really freaking amazing. Like, I feel like sometimes the gym is like completely empty and I feel like I have a gym all to myself, and I feel like it's literally like my gym, but I know it's not really my gym, but it's just the feeling that I get. And I honestly, like, it was so amazing. And I love all the gyms and all the possibilities. Like, here where I live, there's 3 gyms, there's 2 studios, there's like even a bike area, there's, you know, there's even like 2 pools, there's a lot of outdoor space where you can like walk around and stuff like that. So that's like another pro, where it's like they're so, depending on which community and what type of building or what type of city you're at, some of them have amazing, like a lot of like walking space. So like whenever you're feeling like you just need to go for a walk, you have like a beautiful, like, you know, like landscapes and like beautiful things to look at. I know that some of them are in cities, but I'm not in the city of Boston. I'm just right outside of Boston, so that's why I have like a lot of space to be able to walk around and stuff. I know that if you're like in the city of Boston or like in the city of New York, like major cities, you're not gonna have that type of luxury, but obviously like those buildings are like a whole different scale of luxury, because hello, it's like in the city. So, and then, you know, like there's parking available, like there's, you know, there's just always, your cars are like secure. You don't have to worry about like someone doing something to your cars. For the most part, there's always like security driving around the parking lots. So that's really nice. And I mean, I don't have a car, but like I just thought that's really nice, like just in general, for like anybody to have that type of, you know, that type of security and convenience to have, where there's like parking everywhere and you get assigned a parking spot. And the other thing which I thought was so freaking cool, specifically where I live, there is a tennis court, because it's so big here. I know other places may not have that, but again, it's all about what amenities you would like. I've never used a tennis court, but regardless, like, I don't know, I just thought that was really cool. And I'm like, oh wow, there's like a whole tennis court here, so that's freaking cool. And then there's also, what I really like is there's also like grilling spots, like areas where you can like kind of pick a spot and you can, you know, invite friends over. You can have like a grilling area. So I like it because you get a very homey feeling of like you have every amenity in the world that you could possibly ever need when you're living, when, you know, in your home. So even though like, ow, I feel like my legs are like, even though you are not like, this is not like a house or anything like that, and you don't own the place, I just love how they give you all these things to be able to, you know, spend your time however you want. And you know, you can go to any of the grilling spots and like, you know, like invite friends over, or even if you're not inviting friends over, you can just like cook dinner there and like, you know, grill some steak, grill some chicken, and like bring it back home. And I just think that's so cool. Okay, so those are all of the pros. Now like let's get into the cons, and then like I'll give you like my overall thoughts about like if I really think it is all worth it or not. So okay, so one of my things about, you know, luxury buildings is, okay, so I feel like from my own experience and even from friends who also live in other luxury apartment buildings, is they are very poorly made, in the sense that walls are so thin. I feel like walls are even thinner than your like traditional like home apartment or like apartment home or something like that. I feel like, because I don't know what it is, but because I think there is such a high demand and people get so stuck and wrapped up on like all the prettiness and like these amazing walls and like the amazing kitchen, people don't like, they get so caught up in that, because at the end of the day, it's all marketing. It's all like what you visually see, right? Unless like you're like, I don't know, like a super handyman and you know about these things. But for me, I didn't know about these things. So like once I moved in, I started to hear, you know, the kids cry next door to me. I now have a new puppy next to me that I'm like hearing at 10 o'clock at night, just, you know, barking and crying his life away. Sometimes when people slam their doors, like when they're leaving, you can feel it in your apartment. And it's all due to, you know, the material that is used to build these apartments. Like sometimes like there's things that I just don't want to hear in my home, and that's part of the reason why I do have a fan in my room for white noise, so that I can sleep through the night entirely, so I can block out all the unnecessary things that I don't need to hear when I'm sleeping. And like, I don't need to hear my neighbors like dog barking or the kids crying and stuff like that, or you know, the teenage girl like coming in and out. Like, I don't need to hear any of that, especially when I'm sleeping. So that is one thing to definitely keep in mind. Keep in mind, I think if that's not a problem for you, if noise doesn't bother you, if you're used to just like hearing like busyness and city life and all of that, that's totally fine. But if you are a sensitive sleeper, if you're like a light sleeper like the way I am, that is something to really like look into. Look at your neighborhood, look at where your apartment is located. That was one of the things that I was so like, one of the things that I'm like, okay, I definitely do not want to be near a pool or like the grilling spots, and I want to be on the very last floor. And that's exactly what I did, because I know I'm very prone to noise, so very like light to noise and all that stuff. So specifically, like my apartment is literally on the 4th floor, on the very last floor, so I don't have anyone on top of me. And I'm so happy that I chose that, because sometimes when I'm at the gym, like I can hear the people walking up at the gym, and you can hear it so loud, and I'm like, thank goodness for that. But again, like everything, you can hear everything possible. And I've also gotten the same feedback from friends who also live in their own luxury apartment homes. So that's like literally one thing. Like, just choose your community wisely, you know, ask questions about how the building was made, what material it's used, because not all of them are like that, but for the most part, a lot of them are like that. Okay, so the other thing is the parking situation here. Yes, there's parking everywhere, and you will get assigned a parking spot, but you also have to pay for that parking spot. So those parking spots are never gonna be free. You have to pay an additional fee for that. So it depends on like what kind of parking the community offers. If it's like outside, if it's indoor, and if it's outside, that price is gonna be different as opposed to if you're gonna do like a garage inside, you know, parking spot and everything. So that is also another thing to keep in mind. I thought that was kind of crazy, and I'm kind of lucky because I don't have a car, so I don't have that extra expense, but that can rack up really quickly. So it's also another thing to keep in mind, as opposed to like when you do go to a traditional home or like a different type of like non-luxury apartment building, they normally don't charge you like an extra fee. And then on top of that, like a lot of the parking lots are next to apartments, so sometimes you can hear the noise of cars coming back and forth. And you know, overall, like they're quiet communities, but you know, if you don't want to hear cars, that's like another thing to think about, and see like where your apartment is going to be located and stuff like that. So speaking of how you have to basically pay for your parking spot, another thing is that you get all of these amenities, the grilling spots, you get a dishwasher, you get ports everywhere, you have a pool, you have all of these things. Some of them have rooftops, which is like absolutely amazing, but nothing is included in your rent. Nada, cero, zero in French. Nothing is included. Like literally nada. You pay your rent, you pay your gas, you pay your electricity, you pay obviously your cable, and you pay your water. Not even your water is included. A lot of people were shocked about this. Like, I know during the pandemic, or I don't know, like I've heard of some places covering your water, pero en este lugar, nada. They don't cover anything. So I remember I was like, oh my God, like nothing is included. And that's the thing, like you live in a luxury home, like luxury apartment community and all that stuff, but you're paying for every single little thing. And I'm not gonna lie, like I chose to pay for every single little thing. Could I have gotten a cheaper apartment? Could I have gotten like a cheaper place where they're not gonna charge me all these things? But honestly, I weighed everything out, just like, you know, the way exactly I'm telling you guys everything, and I also weighed everything out financially as well, and everything made sense even financially, because I was, you know, I wanted a gym. I liked, you know, here we also have a shuttle to going straight into the city. So you have to think about your lifestyle, what you like to do, what you don't like to do, what you need in your life, and what is a non-negotiable. And I feel like this community offered everything that I like hope and desire for, that makes my quality of life so much better and positive and great and all that stuff. So even though like, yes, I could have paid, you know, for somewhere cheaper and all of that, but was my quality of life going to be the way it is now? No, because I wasn't gonna have all of the conveniences that I have, where I could get to wake up at, you know, 6 o'clock in the morning, and in 5 minutes I'm downstairs at the gym. And you know, and even though in the winter time, like it's a struggle to wake up in the winter, but I still have the convenience of having the gym. On top of that, like I have the pool, like sometimes on Saturday mornings, like I head over to the pool by myself before it gets like really crowded, and I just like I get like time for myself. Another thing about that too is that there's club rooms also in every single community building. So what saved me honestly during the pandemic, I used to go into the club rooms and work from there. I am not a homebody, and this is exactly why I wanted like a luxury apartment and like a community and all of that, because I'm not a homebody, so I want to be able to do different things. And during the day I would go and work from the club rooms, because I knew being stuck at home is not good for my mental health, and you know, just being able to walk around and stuff like that. So those, like, yes, like you have to pay for every single little thing, but again, you have to look at your lifestyle and like, is it gonna just overall make you feel so good that you live in like a brand new place and stuff like that? Like, it probably is. Or if you're just not into stuff like that, then like obviously then no, it's obviously like not a big deal. Those are honestly like my cons, like obviously, but you know, as you can tell, like I think I got so passionate there that does the pros outweigh the cons? Like absolutely, they really did. Would I do it over again? I would, but this is what I would do differently. I would actually live in a community like this, but I would ask more questions, more wise questions, like what is the building made from? Is it just like sheetrock? Is it actually like, is there any concrete? Is there any actual wood? I would think about these things, and I would definitely like to live further out of the city, because you still get a lot of city traffic, and I think I would like it to be like further out where I can get a little bit more peace and quiet. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. Like if you are, you know, weighing out the pros and cons, if you're trying to figure out the financial piece and all of that, if you're interested to learn more about like how I weighed out the finances, I am more than happy to share that. Like I still have my spreadsheet, I still have it in Google Docs and everything, where I literally laid everything out, calculated everything, and just like weighed out the pros and cons with every single community, and even like apartment, like regular apartment homes that I went to go visit. So I hope you found this video informative, and yeah, comment down below like anything if you want to learn more about like just this whole thing, especially like how it was like my experience with finding my apartment and stuff like that. But yeah, subscribe if you're not subscribed to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.